here to bring you the truth.
That's all. Hey, right here from Game Changers, right on Route 40. We're here every Tuesday night, 6:30. Please come down and join us. Before we get away from Game Changers into sports talk, I want to talk about Game Changers just for a minute because they're going to give, again, a chance for somebody to win $1 million. You come in here next week, they're going to give you a ticket for a drawing, and you have an opportunity to win up to $1 million.
Can I win the million?
No, you're part of. Once you're part of the family, you no longer can play. Now, if you buy a ticket, I'm sure you can still win.
I would figure that out. Then.
Yeah. So you can still win, but they're not giving you a ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can still buy a ticket up to $1 million. So first 50 people through the door, we're going to give them a ticket, an opportunity to win $1 million right here at Game Changers on Route 40. I also want to thank Auto Team Delaware.
Team Delaware.
1717 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Over 100 years selling Cadillacs down there. They've also got the Kia and the Subaru and so many automobiles to choose from.
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking for a pre-owned automobile, they got plenty of those too. So definitely check it out. But we're here at Game Changers. Time for us to get into the NFL East and Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to start with the Eagles because they did win and they put it on a whipping on the Minnesota Vikings, who I thought was the #1 team in the NFC.
Well, I said last week, I said in order for the Eagles to win that game, something would have to happen. They would have to have a big play or some big plays out of that game. What's your guy named? Josh Huff?
Josh Huff, a touchdown return of a kickoff. I mean, each team, each week get lucky. The Eagles got lucky. I mean, if you turn the ball over 4 times and still win, it's luck. Trust me. That was just 2 bad teams playing bad football.
He returned the ball 98 yards. Great kickoff return. Listen, I think the defense played good. I think the defense caused, almost 4 turnovers. I think 5 turnovers total. I thought Sam Bradford would come down to Philadelphia. I thought that he would do his thing. I think he would come in there and just try to show out, but apparently he couldn't do that.
No. That's what I thought too. But you got to look at tendencies. I talked about that earlier with you. The Eagles know Sam Bradford and what would rattle him, and I think they did that from the beginning of the game, and they rattled him throughout the game. I mean, it caused all kinds of havoc on him. I mean, he fumbled a ball, got sacked. I don't know how many times, and just a bad ball game. Then you look at the other side of it, and it wasn't much better of a ball, on the offensive side with the Eagles. So you had 2 defensive showings out there that played pretty good overall for defense.
What I want to know, Rev, what you think on this? Is it a reflection of bad offense by the Vikings, or is it just good defense by the Philadelphia Eagles?
It is bad offense by the Vikings, bad offense by the Eagles. 2 bad teams playing each other. Let me tell you something. Wentz threw 2 interceptions. All of a sudden, he just turning the ball over. He turned the ball over like Apple turnovers. Okay. Matter of fact, that's his new nickname. Apple turnovers.
Okay.
Apple turnovers.
both teams had a sloppy start. All right. Both teams had a sloppy start. As a matter of fact, coming into that game, I think they had 3 turnovers combined, and after that game, I think they had 8 turnovers.
8 turnovers together.
And even at one point in the game, on 5 consecutive series in the first quarter, I think they totaled 8 turnovers actually. So,
it was going back and forth. It's a very sloppy played game.
Very sloppy played game.
And when you look at that, I mean, like I said, I think the Minnesota Vikings will bounce back and play better football in the weeks to come. I don't know about the Eagles. Eagles, I've said it since day one. They got a good defense. I give them credit for that defense, but I don't believe they've got an offense to back up that defense.
No, let's just call it what it is. It is a rebuilding stage for the Eagles. I mean, Eagle fans, you can get your hopes up, you can go up, you can go down, but at the end of the day, this team is still building. I think they're trending in the right direction with Carson Wentz. I think they got a really good, solid piece there. I think the Eagle fans should be excited about the future overall. But this year, I guess you got to keep your expectations kind of tailored. There are going to be some ups, there are going to be some downs. We'll see.
Well, last year, as well as I did, I mean, if you went 8-8, you were in the running up until the last ball game of the year.
In order to rebuild, you have to build something the first time. The Eagles had nothing the first time, so they're not rebuilding. You could put them in the category of trying to build something.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go to Washington Redskins because Washington Redskins did lose yesterday.
Oh yeah. Well, see first.
I'm excited
about this one because I say it here every week.
I know it. I know it.
Matthew
He's
Stafford.
going to leave the East.
Matthew,
You got to get to
listen,
Detroit.
Matthew Stafford, I'm a Detroit guy. I'm a homer. Michigan #1, Ohio State's down. Anyway, Matthew Stafford, to me, is the #1 quarterback in the NFL. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that.
Yes.
But over the last 19 games, no one has played better. As a matter of fact, he played his 100th game, and in that 100th game, he's #1 in completions, he's #1 in passing yards, and he has the most 350-yard passing games. I think it's 18. And if you give Matthew Stafford the ball, with 2 minutes left in the game, you can chalk it up as a win.
Yeah, if they're behind by a few points, as long as it's just one score, you can definitely
They're
drive.
behind all the time, so that's like every time.
But I got to give it to Matthew Stafford. He's playing excellent football right now, and they're in the hunt. I mean, you're talking about the North now, especially since Minnesota's dropped one now, so everybody's jockeying for that position.
Well, listen, I watched the Lions. I'm going to watch the Lions. I'm going to tell you something. They should be 6-1 right now. I tell you before, I think the referees should be fined. I tell you this all the time. I think if the referees make a bad call, the referees need to be fined. They should be suspended, some kind of penalty yards. I don't know what should happen, but I told you that before. He don't want to talk bad about the NFL. I talk bad about the NFL because I think the game is. I'm going to say it on here. Can I say it? I think the game is fixed.
You and Trump. You and Trump.
Don't believe that. Hey, listen, Mr. NFL. I love you, and the fans love you. Let me tell you something. NFL is the best game in all of sports.
He's the truth.
I'm here to bring you the truth.
Listen, all I can tell you is the Lions will make the playoffs. They're winners of 3 straight right now.
We're in line straight.
Let me say this before. Again, I say this before I'm done with the Lions. I think Matthew Stafford is the best player in the division, including better than Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying it right here on Sports Fan.
Well, Aaron's not holding up his end of the bargain this year.
That's not true.
I'm just saying,
I can believe that.
He's the best quarterback right now.
Yeah.
He might be the best quarterback in the NFL.
You took it too far. It's a man named Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys, baby. The best quarterback in football. He's backed up by Tony Romo, the second best quarterback in the NFL.
That don't even make sense, man. That don't even make sense. That don't don't make sense.
That don't make sense.
That don't make sense. So you told it first of all.
It should be Tony first and then Dak second.
You got to go with the person that's playing now, and that's in the next.
I'll give him credit. Tony Romo may be the best backup quarterback right now in the NFL. I'll give him that much. I mean, he's going to come in and play for a couple series. Hopefully, he wouldn't get hurt. I mean, I don't think there's any trade value there, so he's going to sit over there for a while. So I'll give him that credit. And the truth might be on something. Dak Prescott's playing good this year. He's pretty solid. All right. He's one of my solid players.
He's solid. He's the best quarterback in football. And as a matter of fact, let me tell you something. A couple weeks ago, the question was, who was the better rookie quarterback, Wentz or Dak Prescott? Now tell me, who do you think's the better rookie quarterback? Is Mr. Prescott, isn't it? Of course it is. We're going all the way to the Super Bowl with Mr. Prescott and Mr. Elliott running the ball. It's the Dallas Cowboys. I told you from the beginning. This Sunday, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, and we eating bird all week long.
Yeah, and we're going to be down here Sunday night because it's a Sunday night game. So I want to tell people they can come down here. Game changes on Route 40. Screens all over the place. You can watch every game that you want to watch. But Sunday night football.
How many TVs?
Yeah, 32.
32 TVs.
Yeah. So you can see every game that's going on out there. Sunday night football down here, Monday night football. So definitely check it out. Game changes on Route 40. I'm thinking about coming down here and joining folks on Eagle Cowboy weekend.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
You coming down there?
Oh, I'm laughing. Listen, Wentz gonna throw 3 or 4 more interceptions. Dallas Cowboys by 30.
Oh, by 30. Oh, we'll wait on the truth. We'll wait on. You get them fired up now. We'll wait on the truth to tell us about
the Giants. You talked about the Giants, though. We got to talk about it.
Let's talk about the Giants. The Giants won their game in London, 17-10 over the Rams. The Rams played horrible. They had 4 interceptions in that game. The Giants, they're going to tread water. They're going to be around 500. They always are. But Eli will be Eli, and he will cost the Giants at the end of the season. I guarantee it.
Well, think about Eli. Eli Manning could be looking bad the entire game. I mean, Eli Manning could look like he's the worst quarterback you've ever seen. And all of a sudden, when it comes down to money time, Eli comes through. He's like clutch. That's one thing about I have to give it up for Eli Manning. He's always been clutch.
Luckiest team in football. All I can say is when you catch a ball, when you catch a ball,
the luckiest player in
catch another ball. But they got some good hands receivers over there. That's all I can say for Eli.
Oh, yeah.
They got some good hands receivers.
Their wide receivers, they're good wide receivers. receivers, the one boy.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Who you talking
Odell.
about? Yeah,
Why
Beckham.
does Odell
I
have
don't know.
blonde, curly hair?
I don't know, man.
I just can't get over that.
I really don't know. I mean, when I was growing
I
up,
can't figure it out.
when I was growing up, certain things we didn't do. We didn't jump rope, and we didn't have blonde hair. But
And you don't make little curls in your hair.
we just didn't do that. But hey,
Man
different
up.
generation, different generation.
He gonna start talking about how the man looks now.
Hey, listen, man. Okay, I watched this game.
Why was he kissing the neck? I
don't
still
know.
don't. I don't
That's it.
understand. We just gonna move on.
I do want to say, my guy, AJ Green. That one-handed catch down the sideline. I don't know if you've seen that. And then
I saw it.
And then the catch at the end of the half, which was incredible.
Green is a monster. One of the best wide receivers in football. He sure-handed. He runs good routes. He's a quality player.
Yeah, they grabbed in that game for 169 yards. And the running back Hill got off in that game too. 9 carries, 168 yards. They look good this week again, but again, they played against the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the Browns are off to the rough start, 0-7, worst start since 1999.
I picked them last week.
You did pick them to get that. As a matter of
I just
fact,
went looking for that one win.
I got your picks from last week too. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but let's go to the Buffalo game. That was an exciting game. I enjoyed that. You've got that up there.
Oh yeah, well our guy we talked about last
that's
week.
right. Running back is just
Jay Ajayi did it again.
Four guys in the history of the NFL have run for 200 yards
right.
consecutively in games, and he is one of them now.
Yes.
Did it again. With 214 yards.
214 yards, running hard, running strong.
Yeah.
I think they found their feature back of the future in the present.
Yeah, man, he's big, he's strong, he's fast.
And he's a solid player.
He's a solid player.
He's a solid player.
Jay Ajayi gets my solid player of the week, solid player nominee. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and give it to Jay Ajayi. Solid player of the week, Jay Ajayi.
Well, I won't give it to him because the Cowboys didn't play last week.
Well, they didn't lose, we know that much,
He's
right?
going to bring that up every time, man. He's going to get to it. So we're going to get to the truth here in a little bit. We want you to stay tuned, but I also want to thank Auto Team Delaware for their sponsorship and everything. We want to keep plugging that in there as we go. Our next staff in the NFL is what?
Yeah, well, you talked about a couple games.
Yeah, let's look at the Saints versus the Chiefs. Kansas City won 27-21. Kansas City is a team that I believe is the second best team in the AFC. In the end, they'll be there. Yeah, I can see them and the Patriots with a huge battle at the end of the season
They got a
during
great
the playoffs.
coach. They got a great coach.
I mean, you said it was a great coach. I think their defense is a really good defense.
Kansas City?
Kansas City, they put a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterback.
I just say that for these Eagle fans.
Yeah.
But they could have held on to him a little bit longer.
They should have. They should have.
You don't get rid of a man like
Well,
that.
every time someone seems like they leave the Philadelphia organization, they go somewhere else and they
Well,
become
Andy Reid
successful.
was successful here. I mean, you look at it, he didn't win no Super Bowls.
Well, the Eagle fans
but
tune in.
They've never won a Super Bowl.
I didn't say that, but all right, continue on.
The next game, the Oakland Raiders. I told you here last week, it's the Oakland Raiders. They're going to be there at the end. Trust me, the Oakland Raiders are an up-and-coming team. They beat Jacksonville 33-16. That's a good, solid Raiders team. Raider Nation is back.
Yeah, and they're going to be in contention all the way.
Yeah, I like Raiders. I've always liked the Raiders.
And with Carr as your quarterback, I mean, got a good quarterback.
Yeah,
up
Carr
there.
is a good young quarterback.
Yeah,
I like Carr.
David's announcing games on the NFL now. So, so little brother comes along and takes over. So.
How about the Jets versus Baltimore?
Gino got hurt again.
Listen, I'm going to talk about Gino in the moment of truth because Gino need help.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, the Jets pulled off a win 24-16. That was a good game. Fitzpatrick, I'm talking about you doing the truth too. But I think Baltimore has really fallen on hard times.
Yeah.
I think I'm surprised. I know I'm surprised how bad they look this year.
Yeah,
Also, we have the Chargers in Atlanta. You told me. I thought Atlanta was going to pull this game out.
Yeah.
But it went overtime. It was 33-30. Said the San Diego Chargers, the Superchargers. Let me tell you.
They've been in every ball game.
Every game.
Every game.
Every game.
You know, it's just one of those that keep doing things, stupid things to lose. This week they found a way to win.
They found a way to win.
And that's what it boils down to.
That's right.
They got a
They
great
came
quarterback.
back.
They came back and won that game.
Because usually they get ahead and then they let the other team come back and beat them.
That's right.
Maybe they just should let the other team get ahead and come back every week.
They need to do something. Julio Jones had 174 more yards again.
Julio.
It's hard to stop him.
Who's better right now, Julio or A.J. Green?
Des Bryant.
Des Bryant. That's the answer. That's the right answer.
Wait, what are you going to say? Ask him anything?
Yeah. You know what he's going to say.
Julio Jones, best
Julio
receiver.
Jones.
Yeah, best receiver in football right now, I firmly believe. Yeah.
Other than Des Bryant.
Julio Jones is incredible. Des Bryant's not even playing right now.
He is this week.
And he's the best wide receiver in football. We ain't say he's playing right now. So you a Lions fan, that's why.
Listen.
Let me tell you something. Tampa Bay versus the 49ers. Man, the 49ers, Cleveland will have the first pick. The 49ers will have the second pick in the draft.
Tampa Bay will have the third.
No, Tampa Bay is actually a good team. Tampa Bay is a good, solid team. They won 34-17. I like Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing down there.
I'm trying to tell you, Tampa Bay is a good team.
They got the Cannons.
Yeah, they don't have nothing down there.
Hey, look, what about the Colts in Tennessee? We talked about that. The Colts beat the Titans. Now, listen, I didn't notice that the Colts actually beat the Titans 10 straight times, and they own this team.
Yeah.
And Luck finished with 353
Well, you
yards.
said it last week. Luck's going to have, Luck's gonna,
Luck is one of the best.
they can ride him to the playoffs.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Yeah, my problem with those guys is, can they stop anybody?
They can't stop anybody.
So you got to outscore them.
But
They couldn't stop us.
Right.
Yeah, but Luck's a good quarterback. He's going to keep him in ball games. So
Luck's a great quarterback. T.Y. Hilton had 7 catches for 133 in the win too, so that was good.
Yeah.
So I like that. And then we talked about the Pats. Now, I think Tom Brady is just pissed off, flat out, because they're talking about Tom Brady being the MVP. He's been back 3 games.
Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks all time. Better than Joe Montana.
You think so?
Almost as good as Roger Staubach.
You think so?
Tom Brady.
Not quite as good. Not quite as good as Troy Aikman.
Not about the same as Troy Aikman. About right there.
There's no level, man. There's a whole nother level.
I'll tell you.
The Steelers just don't have enough.
No, I give credit where credit's due when it comes to the Patriots, and that's the coach. Yeah, Belichick.
Yes, Belichick.
Hey, I don't care who he. You start a season and you throw guys off that never been on the field before, and you still win 3 out of 4 ball games with. One game they lost was a third-string quarterback, and they were in that.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
yeah.
It's a championship culture they have down there.
Championship culture.
Yeah.
And I like that you brought up that championship culture, because we're going to talk a little bit later to Urslin's head coach.
We don't want to forget about that. Mr. Noonan's here and brought one of his
Coach
assistants.
Noonan.
Yeah, he's in the house. And, we're going to bring him up, talk some high school basketball, some high school games and sports and all that. We got to take a quick break. They're telling me I'm going to let you do one more, and then we'll take.
But now we don't want to talk about this game. All I want to say is the tie.
Let
me tell you, Seattle and Arizona. It was a good bad ball game.
Well, I mean, there was some defense played.
And the field goal kickers, it should be cut. I mean, you got one job. You got one job. Make your field goals.
Both teams. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that.
I think what's the last tie? I think it was a tie 10 years ago. I don't know when the last
With
time
the Eagles. Eagles tied with Cincinnati.
Actually, I think it was Carolina in Cincinnati, and it was 37-37 in 2014.
That was it.
That was the last.
Okay.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're down here, Game Changers, every Tuesday. You definitely want to come down, check us out, get your opinion in. He's going to be back with the truth here in just a minute.
Moment of truth.
And we always look forward to that. I wonder what it's going to be about. Well, he told us what it's going to be
I know
about.
what he's going to talk about.
Yeah, a couple of different things, I'm sure. But you don't ever want to miss the truth. He's going to come back with that. Game Changers, 6:30 every Tuesday. Definitely come down here. Good food. First 50 through the door, get a ticket. It's an opportunity to win $1 million on the drawing down here. So you definitely want to get down here. First 50 through the door, get that. And of course, we don't want to forget Auto Team Delaware.
1717 Pennsylvania Avenue. Go see April over at Subaru. That Cadillac building's been there 100 years. And go see Kia. I said this before. It don't matter if you paid your cable bill, they want to see you in the Kia.
There you go.
There's nothing like a Cadillac. I'm here to bring you truth.
Stay with me right back after this with a moment of truth.
Sports Fan!
Why buy from Kia of Wilmington? Take advantage of both the highest-ranked quality Kia vehicles and amazing savings in-store and online at KiaofWilmington.com. Plus, save $3,000 on a new 2016 Kia Optima. Or save $3,000 on a new 2016 Kia Forte during Kia's 2016 model year-end clearance sale. Visit KiaofWilmington.com or stop by today. Just off Exit 7 I-95 Wilmington, convenient to Newark and Pennsylvania.
Game Changers, located on Route 40 in Newark and Elizabeth Plaza, is one of the only crab houses in the area. Now with a brand new patio for outside dining for many seafood dishes, featuring the best crab cakes in town, to shrimp, clams, oysters, crabs, you name it. Happy hours from 11 to 6 with a $5 menu. And you can get $1 colossal shrimp, $1 fried oysters, and all-you-can-eat crabs all day, every day. Plus, Bud and Corona Lake draft specials all day long. Game Changers. Come down and see us.
It can't be ignored. There's nowhere to hide. Prices so incredible, it's shocking. During the new Chevrolet of Dover's Shocktober. Right now, take 20% off MSRP and ask about 0% APR for 72 months. Plus, get an additional 5% back when you shop at the new Chevrolet of Dover first. And the new Chevrolet of Dover will always give you the most for your trade. Rush to your hometown Chevy dealer, the new Chevrolet of Dover on DuPont Highway and ChevroletofDover.com.
At Delaware Subaru, you'll always receive excellent customer service. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's #1 rated brand. Plus, enjoy special savings throughout October. Get a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $229 a month for 36 months. Or get a new 2017 Subaru Outback for just $249 a month on a 36-month lease. Save even more online at DelawareSubaru.com. Stop and see us at Delaware Subaru, just off Exit 7, I-95 Wilmington. Convenient to Newark and Pennsylvania.
Sports Fan! Oh, thank you so much. Welcome back here. Once again, Game Changers every Tuesday night at 6:30. We kick off, and we like to have you come down here and join us, give you an opportunity to speak and represent your team. I want to thank Auto Team Delaware, but right now, everybody waits for this every week, and it's very important we get to it. Folks, put your hands together for the moment of truth.
I'm here to bring you the truth. Are you ready for the moment of truth? Guess what? Let's start off with Major League Baseball. The World Series. You heard it here first. I told you the Cubs were going to make it, didn't I? It's the Cubs versus the Cleveland Indians. Who do I have? It's the Cubs, baby. Break the curse, baby. 1908. Yes, the Cubs will win it all. Expect to see a good pitching matchup because the Cubs pitching with Lester is a great rotation. So look for the Cubs to win this. I think they're going to win it 4-2. Let's go on to college football. Can I touch on college football? What is wrong with Alabama? Are they a pro team playing college football? They played the number 6 team and blew them out. I'm scared of Alabama. Please, somebody call the police, call the National Guards. Don't let Alabama play anybody else. They're just destroying people. What is going on? Guess what? The NBA. The NBA kicks off this week. Who did I pick to win the East? You remember? The New York Knickerbockers. Who did they play? They played the Cleveland Cavaliers first game of the season. LeBron James, what you gonna do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to take an L, baby. You're going to take an L, baby. You heard it right here. You're going to take an L, Mr. James. Get ready. The New York Knickerbockers, they will win the East. What's going to happen out the West? Out the West, you're going to have Golden State. Who they play? The Spurs. Do the Spurs have a chance to knock off Golden State? They got a slight chance, but just a slight chance. You have Utah playing Portland. Now, Utah and Portland, I believe, are the top 3 and 4 teams out the West. They play each other. Who's going to be 3? Who's going to be 4? I think you're going to find out opening night. That's right. Opening night, Golden State wins. Portland wins. Guess what? New York Knickerbockers, they win. LeBron James, get used to those L's because you're going to be taking them. And let's talk about NFL football. Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys versus those sorry Philadelphia Eagles, who have the worst fans in football. I got Dallas Cowboys 33, the Philadelphia Eagles 11. That's right, 33-11. You heard it right here first. Elliott will rush for 400 yards. I'm sorry, not 400. Let's give him 190. 190. You heard it here. The Dallas Cowboys are on their way to the Super Bowl. Who will they play? Who will the Cowboys play? Will it be the Patriots? Tom Brady. They got a good shot. But I'm going with Kansas City. Yes, I'm going with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have the opportunity to sneak past the Patriots. You heard it right here first. Are you ready for the truth?
Are you ready?
I'm here to bring you the truth.
Sports fans.
Oh, yeah. Big hand for the truth. Boo!
Yay! Y'all are haters. Y'all are Haters.
Yeah, but a moment of truth every week right here as we do that. And we're going to give the opportunity for people to come up and give some of that. We're going to add that element to the show.
If you don't agree with them, come on up.
Yeah, if you don't agree with me, come on out here and debate me face to face.
If you don't agree with them, come on down, debate them face to face.
Yeah,
don't get scared now. We get the camera on you.
Wait, you didn't talk about a couple of things that I wanted.
What you want to talk about?
Yeah, you mentioned talking about it, and when you're talking about it, you were talking about in the last segment. What was it, running back or something? He was going to talk about.
I thought he was going to talk about.
Who the best running back in football?
Oh, you talking? He's going to bring up.
Ezekiel Elliott. That's the best running back in football.
I got to roll the dice. As long as it's the Dallas Cowboys, he's going to talk about.
I know it. I just want to.
No. Who the best defensive end in football? It's not Dallas Cowboys.
Who is it?
I don't know who it is. It's not the Cowboys.
If it's not the Cowboys,
It's not the Cowboys.
They don't have no defensive ends.
The best corner in football. Who is it? Don't know. Don't care. It's not a Dallas Cowboys. But when you ask me who the best player it is, and it happens to be Dallas Cowboys, I'm here to bring you the truth.
There you go. He mentioned college football. Let's get into college football. You mentioned Alabama, number one in the country.
Alabama.
You know, and I'm with you. I mean,
Roll Tide.
I think they ought to investigate those guys because they got something.
Something's wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was talking to Joe Richmond last week, and matter of fact, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and Joe said to me, he looked me right in my face, and he said, "Man, you must be crazy. There's no way something's wrong with you because you picked Michigan and all this." And I'm telling Joe, and then I ain't gonna tell everybody, but Joe texted my phone, and all he said was, "Sports fans, you was right." And I said, "I know, Joe. Michigan will be number one. Michigan will be the number one team in the country. I tell everybody that. Alabama's good, but listen, Michigan, Harbaugh, those kids play for Harbaugh. Those kids play real hard for Harbaugh. And I think they're a better team overall. I think they're going to beat Alabama. And I think you all will see at the end of the year, Michigan will play Alabama in the championship. Michigan will be the number one team in the country."
I don't know. Well,
Let's go blue.
Michigan State this week, which is an in-state rivalry, been there.
They'll beat State.
Then you say they'll beat State, but if anybody's going to upset Michigan, that happens on a regular basis with these guys.
It's a good in-state rivalry. Michigan State. Listen, I'm a homer. I love everything about Michigan. Michigan State, I like them second. When they're playing against Michigan, I can't like them. But I'm going to tell you what I do know. I know if there is a team that could possibly upset Michigan, it could be Michigan State. I just don't see it happening this year. I think Michigan's just too tough.
Yeah, well, you got Alabama.
You got Alabama number one. I believe the top 5 teams, Alabama, Clemson, Washington, Louisville, and Ohio State.
Michigan, where's Michigan?
Oh, there, come on now. Michigan would lose to Michigan State, and they would lose to Ohio State. As a matter of fact, if they played Delaware State, they would lose that game too.
So here we go. And this is why we have to understand he came to bring you the truth. Listen, we know Rev.
You're going to bring them solid
I don't know what we putting in this lemonade, but something's going on with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, Alabama right now rated in the country number one. I'm gonna say slight edge over Michigan right now. Michigan will be number one. I got Alabama, Michigan, Clemson, Washington, and Louisville to round off my top 5, and that's a realistic expectation.
Yeah, I like neither one of them. That's all right with me. So I don't see no Texas State in there. A&M got number 6 in the country last week.
And they got blown out by Alabama.
Speaking of a big game.
Oh, that was a huge game.
Yeah. Speaking of Ohio State, what you guys do? Penn State
lost to Penn State. Penn State, that was a win that changes programs.
Yeah.
When you beat the number 2 team in the country, it will elevate your program. And I believe Penn State is on their way back to the top 10, top 15 in the nation, maybe a year or 2 from now.
Well, I think they could get the top 15 this year. That win catapulted them, put them back in the top 25.
Top 25.
I blew my mind. Nobody believed that, that Penn State come on. But they've been coming together for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, they really have. And I know a couple of Penn State fans that are real happy with that.
I like Penn State.
Could you imagine being in that stadium?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was rocking. It was exciting.
Yeah. Penn State. Up and coming.
Yeah, I like Penn
Listen,
State.
at least the Philadelphia area has somebody that's going to win.
I thought you liked the Sixers.
I believe the Sixers going to win at least 35 games this year.
Yeah, you said you liked the Sixers.
Yeah, I think they're going to win 35
Yeah, you said
games.
you liked the Sixers. But Sixers got a lot of
talented.
Sixers got a lot of talent. And I know you never talk bad about the Flyers.
No, I don't ever talk bad about the Flyers.
That's right.
I don't know nothing about hockey. That's
Why you don't talk about the Flyers?
Because it's cold in hockey. That's
well, you
why.
told me because
I
you
don't
was worried
play with
about the Flyer fans.
Listen, Them fans are crazy. You ever seen them? They boo Santa Claus. Don't fool with Philadelphia fans. They're not right. They were drunk.
But I think Penn State. I think that game right there, Penn State. I like the program. I think it's good for the kids. It's good for the area, and I love the fact that they beat the Ohio State. I think the Ohio State is one of those teams where all the writers love them, all the pundits.
Well, everybody was talking about running the table and being the team that beat Alabama. I mean, that was that's gone.
I believe they're going to be in the playoff, though.
They would have to win out.
They'll beat Michigan.
They would have to win out. They would have to win out in order to go to the playoffs. Michigan would have to get a loss in there. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Well, it's going to come. They play each other.
Yeah, and I think Michigan, and that you will see. And you can rewind this to TiVo, whatever you do. And
Please rewind it.
And what did Dorian say on Sports Fans? He said Michigan will beat the Ohio State.
Ohio State's going to win that game.
Michigan will be the number one team in the country.
Yeah, all right. We got to move on talking about basketball. We got to get into some basketball and all that. We got some coaches to bring up and everything.
Yeah.
So, but you got something else there you want to talk about before we get into it?
No. I mean, I'm just I
don't want to rush you.
Yeah, you don't have to rush anything, but just when we come down to it, I want to say it one more time. Michigan's going to be the number one team in the country.
What are you drinking?
Anybody don't want to believe that, then you need to know that.
What are you drinking?
Solid facts.
We do got three.
The truth against solid facts.
We do have 3 games that start. The NBA season actually start tonight, and also the World Series start on this day. So I'm excited about that. There's 2 teams with a lot of history that hasn't won a World Series in years. 1908, I think the other one's 1948.
48.
So it's been a long.
Well, Cleveland, they had the basketball championship last year. We know they ain't getting a football championship this year. But to come back and win the World Series on top of that, that'd be big for that city. I mean,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It'd be great. As a matter of fact, those 2 teams, whoever's going to win the championship is going to be the World Series. Is going to be an incredible thing.
Did you see downtown Chicago when they found out they were going to the World Series? When they clinched to going to the World Series, you thought they won the World Series. So I hate to see what Chicago is going to look like if they do win it.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The Cubs all the way.
Exciting stuff. We got some guests in the house tonight.
Oh yeah, man. So I'm excited to bring this guest up. Coach John Noonan over at Ursulines. And also got one of his assistant coaches with him, Dan Gladnick. So these guys have always had a great winning program down at Ursulines, the women's basketball team, and it's just incredible. I really want to talk to him about how he really instilled that winning program.
Here's what's amazing to me. I had a chance to chit chat with him just for a second before we came on. 13 years now.
Yeah.
They have been in top 4.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and that's what you had Elena Deladon there, so that was part of that. But all those other years, Elena's not there.
Yep.
And yet they're still in the top, in the Final Four.
Yeah, he's got, just later I'll tell you, this guy, his history of winning is just incredible. So it's good to see these coaches that continue to win, and I want to see what they really instill in their programs and keep these kids with that mental toughness. What do they do? So it's
they are the
thing.
definition of a championship culture.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that and so much more. You don't want to go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get the coaches up here, chit-chat with them. Want to remind you we're at Sports Changers every Tuesday night.
Game changers.
Sports Fans at Game Changers. Sports Fans at Game Changers.
That's it.
Every Tuesday night, come out and represent your team.
Well, I get you guys participating when I do that. See?
Hey, man.
On Route 40.
That's right on Route 40.
Good food.
Right here in Newark, Delaware.
Good.
Sports Fans.
Good food, because
food.
I had the chance. I said to myself, I'm not going to wait till after we do the show. I'm going to eat beforehand. I offered you guys some shrimp.
Yeah, I don't eat shellfish.
It's like sushi to you.
I don't eat shellfish.
Best shrimp, folks. I'm telling you, colossal shrimp, $1 a piece. And they are huge. They're just unbelievable. Everything here have not eaten a thing that I did not like here.
Good.
The crab dip is unbelievable. We also want to thank Auto Team Delaware. We want to thank everybody for coming out and joining us each and every week. You be assured and be a part of it next week. Right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Be right back right after this.
Sports fans.
Why buy from Kia of Wilmington? Take advantage of both the highest ranked quality Kia vehicles and amazing savings in-store and online at kiaofwilmington.com. Plus, save $3,000 on a new 2016 Kia Optima. Or save $3,000 on a new 2016 Kia Forte during Kia's 2016 model year-end clearance sale. Visit kiaofwilmington.com or stop by today. Just off Exit 7 I-95 Wilmington, convenient to Newark and Pennsylvania.
Game Changers, located on Route 40 in Newark and Elizabeth Plaza, is one of the only crab houses in the area. Now with a brand new patio for outside dining for many seafood dishes, featuring the best crab cakes in town, to shrimp, clams, oysters, crabs, you name it. Happy hours from 11 to 6 with a $5 menu. And you can get $1 colossal shrimp, $1 fried oysters, and all-you-can-eat crabs all day, every day. Plus, Bud and Corona Lake draft specials all day long. Game Changers. Come down and see us.
It can't be ignored. There's nowhere to hide. Prices so incredible, it's shocking. During the new Chevrolet of Dover's Shocktober. Right now, take 20% off MSRP and ask about 0% APR for 72 months. Plus, get an additional 5% back when you shop at the new Chevrolet of Dover first. And the new Chevrolet of Dover will always give you the most for your trade. Rush to your hometown Chevy dealer, the new Chevrolet of Dover on DuPont Highway and ChevroletofDover.com.
At Delaware Subaru, you'll always receive excellent customer service. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's #1 rated brand. Plus, enjoy special savings throughout October. Get a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $229 a month for 36 months. Or get a new 2017 Subaru Outback for just $249 a month on a 36-month lease. Save even more online at DelawareSubaru.com. Stop and see us at Delaware Subaru, just off Exit 7, I-95 Wilmington. Convenient to Newark and Pennsylvania.
Sports fans! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's up, Joe?
What's going on, man?
You know, I got Joe Richmond with me of Delaware's Got Game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Also got the coaching staff for Ursuline, Coach Noonan.
Oh, yes.
And Dan Gladnick, assistant
Yes, two
coach.
of the best.
Hey, listen to this. State championship 2012, 2015, 2016. USA Today Delaware Coach of the Year 2015. Coach of the Year 2012. Catholic Conference champs 2009, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 8 straight Final Fours. Come on, man.
You know how you get to be? You know how you get that success?
How you get that
By
success?
being a good person
But-
first.
Okay, I got you. Coach, how long have you been in the program? Thanks for joining us, by the way.
Glad to be here. Just finished our 8th season, getting ready to go for number 9, getting into our 9th season.
Wow. Go ahead, coach.
Yeah, man.
That's incredible, man. Let me ask you a question. So how, I went through the winning and you guys winning for so long. How have you installed such a winning a culture in this program?
Well, there's a rich tradition at Ursuline Academy, and when we took over, it was after Elena Deladon and her cast of characters, after 5 straight finals, 4 championships, and we just wanted to continue that. So we came in and we set the tone early, said this is the style we're going to play. We're going to play hard, we're going to be in shape, and we're just going to compete our tails off. And the kids bought in, and here we are.
And you had to buy in because people don't get it misunderstood. Those were you were going up some great teams. Paddle was tough then.
Absolutely.
St. E's was tough then.
Right.
Caravan. You had some other teams in the district across the state that had solid teams.
Very
so it
good.
wasn't no cakewalk just because you had Elena Deladon.
Absolutely not. It was a really great time in women's basketball in Delaware. In fact, if Elena wasn't at Ursuline, I think Paddle would have won some state championships, and certainly St. Elizabeth's with Khadijah Rushton. I mean, they were phenomenal. So,
And Khadijah and Elena had some great battles.
yeah, it was the high point, I think, just in terms of attendance and people coming out to support girls basketball. So,
And Khadijah actually went to the WNBA as well with the LA Sparks.
yeah, I think she had a tryout. with
She had a
Sparks,
tryout
yeah.
and everything, and then some things had some injuries,
Yeah.
and kind of derailed a little bit, and then Elena just took off.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
Chelsea Davis went to
Yes.
Florida State.
Yeah.
And
She's playing overseas.
And then the Laney girl from Smyrna High School, she plays in the WNBA now. She plays for the Chicago Sky. So there's some really good basketball players.
Really good basketball player. And one of the questions I had is, like, how do you prepare your team, as far as a mental toughness standpoint, a kid coming to your school with all this tradition, and when you're going up against some of these better ball clubs, because you guys travel a lot of your games as well. You don't play all your games here in Delaware.
Yeah, we're playing almost about half of our games out of state, about 9 out of 20.
Wow.
And just trying to find the highest level of competition. And that's in part why some of the girls are coming to our school, because they want to play high level. And it's just a culture. You have to establish that. And when they come into our program, there's juniors and seniors who say, hey, this is how we do it. And this train moves fast. Either jump on, get off. And that's how our practices are. And then we just go out and we're not going to win them all, but we're going to compete. We're going to make sure our girls go out there and play hard. They play together, and they play for the name on the front, not the name on the back.
I love it. I love it. Now you guys been together for a while, right? As far as the coaching staff and
we've been together since the beginning, and John came the head coach, and he gave me a call and asked me if I would coach, and I said I'd love to. I said, just let me tell you this one thing I'd really like to have happen. I'd like to press and to play, run with the ball.
That's it.
And he said, I want to do the same thing.
The same thing.
And so that's what we've really been doing. And he's a great coach in that he has a great way of teaching kids. He pushes them. He makes them a better player all the time. I'm kind of the guy that comes to practice, and he tells me what to do, and I go do it. And
there you go.
He's the hype man.
He's the hype man. He's the hype man. He's the hype man.
Flavor Flav.
He's got a clock and all.
I'm perfectly happy with doing that.
Yeah.
He's got a tough job. I got the easy one.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that there has to be some rewarding moments though as a coach. I mean, I guess can you speak about that as far as what's I mean, because you've won a lot with this program. What are some of the moments that is it just about winning? Is it always about
absolutely
winning?
Not. I think the thing that makes you the most proud is when you see these kids, become better young ladies. They come in as freshmen or 8th graders in our case, and they're quiet and they're reserved, and the next thing you know, you're looking at a junior who's a strong, independent, confident young lady.
Yeah.
And then they go off into college and just crushing it. We have a kid that just finished her freshman year. Now will be a sophomore at Villanova, was Big East Player of the Year, Freshman Player of the Year.
Wow.
We have a girl that was a 3-sport athlete that won a national championship playing field hockey at Syracuse.
Wow.
You have Elena playing in the pros.
Right.
You have Kayla Miller, who's the director of basketball operations at Delaware.
Wow.
Kelly Dugan's coaching at Providence.
Kelly, wow, you have some good players.
Sarah
Yes.
Williams. These go speaking to some kids in the past, but they're just great young ladies. So watching them grow up is probably the most rewarding thing.
Now, for you, Coach, you're intense. I've seen you train. So when you go out and these young ladies that you might have to recruit or want to come, how does the personality, do you realize they can be a part of the program in practice, or when you go out and watch them play to see that they can accept someone like you, or you just let Coach Gladnick slip because he's a little more mild-mannered?
Yeah, well, I think when you've been coaching for a little bit, like we have, kids come out, their parents come out, and they watch you play, they watch you compete, they look at your team, and they see where their kids fit in, and then they have to go through the process of getting in the school and can they afford the school. So
a lot of those kids got helicopters dropping them off.
There's a lot of cars. A lot of cars going up on Franklin Street. But I think the kids and the parents make a decision that they want to attend Ursuline for the quality education, be part of that community, the Catholic education. So I think the basketball is a small part of it, but once they get there, they again, like I said before, they come into that practice environment and they know what they're up against. I mean, there's some big time players, and if you want to play in our program, you better be ready.
And they can have helicopters drop them off, but academically, Ursuline ain't no slouch. You got to be able to deal with the books.
Deal with the books as well. Now, Coach, what keeps your staff? What keeps you guys motivated? Year in and year out. What keeps you going to say, hey, how do we top what we did before? Is it a legacy that you're trying to build here? What keeps you?
I mean, for me, it's simple. It's the only way I know how to be. I just wake up and just go attack the day. I mean,
mindset.
I don't prepare for to go out and lose games, and I don't think kids should go into the classroom trying to get C's.
There you go.
So we're literally just saying, hey, let's get ourselves ready. Let's train. Let's work. Let's prepare, and just stick together and play team basketball. I think that's the thing that I think I've learned probably the most, in my 8 years, is teams win. And if you have kids that care about one another and really love one another and play for each other, you have a chance of being successful. If you have selfish kids, you're done. You're done. And I think that's in any sport, at any level.
I know one of the other things that John has taught me is that he says that he wants to have practices that are harder than the games. So when we work really hard in practice, and the girls are, if they're kind of being a little lazy, we'll push them harder. And what happens is in the games, it's easier for them. And I think it's a great idea to do that.
It is a great idea. Practice harder than the
that's the old John Chaney, Phil Martelli philosophy as well. I mean, I look at you and I think, and I want to know is, who do you look up to as far as girls basketball? Gino is doing great things up in Connecticut. Coach has passed away at Tennessee, but you have some people that have laid the foundation. So who do you kind of look to?
Well, I would say the coaches that I probably have read the most about and watched closely mostly were probably Mike Krzyzewski, obviously
Coach K.
Coach Wooden with his books. I've had the good fortune of being in Gino's practices, Pat Summitt's practices, when Elena was being recruited. So, but I'm a football guy. You know, we got some Roll Tide talk.
Come on, Coach.
Go Michigan.
Come on, Coach.
Oh man, sports fans!
Come on, Coach. Come on, Coach. Come on, Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think there's so many good, and there's a lot. Some of the best coaches are coaches you don't know about. Like
Right.
you go into I was doing a workout at Tatnall a year ago,
Right.
and I walked in. And the 87ers are practicing.
Yeah.
It was one of the best practices I've ever seen.
Right.
I mean, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there just going, there's no original ideas. I was just Xeroxing, baby. I was just stealing stealing stuff. So, but I'm obviously, listen to the words that Coach Wooden, put on paper for all of us coaches.
Yeah.
Right.
And just living life. I mean, and then, Coach K is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And, Gino's good for a reason.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
That's great. And speaking, you spoke about this earlier because you coach great players, in the past. But Elena, we know Elena Del Don, but I read somewhere that you've always been her personal coach, right? You still work out with her.
I started working with her brother when he was in 4th grade, and then after a few workouts, her dad said, "Hey, mind if I bring my daughter?" And I said, "Yeah,
Wow.
sure." And then she walked in 2nd grade, and we've been together ever since.
Top notch.
And so how I met John was that he started working out with some of my kids.
Wow.
And we just continued that relationship.
That's incredible. It's incredible how that happens. You work out with the brother, and then Elena walks in the room, and she's like incredible. I mean, she's probably
And John is top notch. I mean, we know each other for a while. I train as well, and I pick up a lot from him as well. He's very, and I think that's a benefit too as well, because you train your kids, you can practice with them, so you can see a lot of little tendencies that you can work on with them individually if the opportunity, if that's what they want to get better. And the bottom line is you got to want to get better. You can't make nobody better if they don't want to get better.
Yeah, you got to be a self-starter in this day and age. And we're not trying to get, we're not necessarily a system team. We're not trying to produce robots. We want to make the kids better players so they can make our team better. If they become more talented and more skilled and they can do more things and they're hard to guard, inevitably your team's going to be a better team.
Now, I read somewhere, you want to talk about a little bit about OHP. What is that? Is that 100%?
Yeah, 100%. That's it's a camp and clinic business that I started back in like 2008, 2009. I just started training a lot of kids, and then just finally said, let's put some camps together and see where it goes. So we're doing basketball. We did football last year with Justin Perillo, who's playing for the Green Bay Packers, and now we're getting into the field hockey and lacrosse, and just trying to give the local kids in Delaware an opportunity to learn from the kids that came before them. You got these great, talented people that are just kind of like sitting around and going, hey, what's going on? I was like, let's train our young kids and give them an opportunity and give them a chance to meet you.
I love it.
And spread the word.
Hey, so if somebody wanted to go to OHP 100%, how do they contact
website? OHP Athletics.
OHP Athletics. And one more thing, this is a good question, and I always hit them with one of the hard-hitting questions.
Come on, hit them with it.
And I always got to hit you with this hard-hitting
question. We want the truth, right?
They want the truth. Now, I remember Lena Del Don, you was with her. She hit 80 free throws in a row. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's one shot of my playground record. You just need to know that.
I heard you say that. I heard you say that.
Hey man, listen, it's always a pleasure. You guys, listen, I appreciate it. It was fun. Remember that's OHP. That's 100%. That's OHP
Athletics.
OHP Athletics. .com. So hey man, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for
appreciate
having us. Thank you very much.
Sports fans!
Sports fans!
Why buy from Kia of Wilmington? Take advantage of both the highest ranked quality Kia vehicles and amazing savings in-store and online at kiaofwilmington.com. Plus, save $3,000 on a new 2016 Kia Optima. Or save $3,000 on a new 2016 Kia Forte during Kia's 2016 model year-end clearance sale. Visit kiaofwilmington.com or stop by today. Just off Exit 7 I-95 Wilmington, convenient to Newark and Pennsylvania.
Game Changers, located on Route 40 in Newark and Elizabeth Plaza, is one of the only crab houses in the area. Now with a brand new patio for outside dining for many seafood dishes, featuring the best crab cakes in town, to shrimp, clams, oysters, crabs, you name it. Happy hours from 11 to 6 with a $5 menu. And you can get $1 colossal shrimp, $1 fried oysters, and all-you-can-eat crabs all day, every day. Plus, Bud and Corona Lake draft specials all day long. Game Changers. Come down and see us.
It can't be be ignored. There's nowhere to hide. Prices so incredible, it's shocking. During the new Chevrolet of Dover's Shocktober. Right now, take 20% off MSRP and ask about 0% APR for 72 months. Plus, get an additional 5% back when you shop at the new Chevrolet of Dover first. And the new Chevrolet of Dover will always give you the most for your trade. Rush to your hometown Chevy dealer, the new Chevrolet of Dover on DuPont Highway and ChevroletofDover.com.
At Delaware Subaru, you'll always receive excellent customer service. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's #1 rated brand. Plus, enjoy special savings throughout October. Get a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $229 a month for 36 months. Or get a new 2017 Subaru Outback for just $249 a month on a 36-month lease. Save even more online at DelawareSubaru.com. Stop and see us at Delaware Subaru, just off Exit 7, I-95 Wilmington. Convenient to Newark and Pennsylvania.
Sportsman!
Right here, each and every Tuesday night, 6:30 at Game Changes on Route 40. Be sure and join us down here. First 50 through the door. Keynote tickets, a chance to win $1 million.
Wow.
I mean, you don't get any better than that. First 50 people through the door. Outside of you. Everybody else but
everybody but Dory.
I got my million.
We want to thank, once again,
Million
Coach. It's important, guys. We want to thank Coach Noonan for coming over with Coach Dan Gladnick.
Yes.
And we also want to mention Dave Cranston.
Jaquetta May and Megan Carter.
Yeah,
That's his assistant coaches.
Great
staff.
organization.
Great staff.
Organization. And it's that time where we always get into it. I got to remember to mention our other sponsor before we get into it. I want to thank them so much, Auto Team Delaware.
Auto Team Delaware.
So we got all that out of the way.
They got their side too.
Last week we did.
Yeah, I don't know this.
Yeah.
Let me do this. Last week
we only got bragging rights. let me do it.
Last week we talked about our picks, right? And then last week, Tim, you went 6-4.
Well, that's all right.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's all right. That's not bad. Rev, you went 500. You went 6-6. That's
What?
all right. That's all right.
Is that the truth?
Yep.
That's the truth.
And I went 8-4. I'm not gonna brag. I'm not gonna brag.
How does he go 8-4 and I go 6-4?
Well, you
missed a couple games.
some of those games you just didn't say anything.
Yeah,
Right.
Include me in. All right, well, let's pick this week's.
Yeah, okay, so let's start off with, and you can get on this one too, Joe. Jacksonville Jaguars at
Titans.
Tennessee Titans. Titans.
Let's move on.
Redskins at the Bengals. Ooh.
Cincinnati, baby.
Yes.
Cincinnati.
Yes.
I think Redskins bounce back. I think Redskins
Come
win
on.
that game.
WKRP.
Chiefs and the Colts.
Wow. I'll take the Chiefs.
KC.
I got to go with KC. I don't think
The luck is going to run out.
I'm going with the Colts. They're at home. I'm going with Andy Luck. Chiefs and Colts.
Coming down this week.
Cardinals and the Panthers.
Cardinals and the Panthers. I think the Cardinals bounce back. I like the Panthers in this
Take
one.
Carolina.
You like the Panthers?
Yeah, I'm going to take them on this
Ooh,
one.
I'm going to take the Cardinals.
I'm with you, Tim. I'm taking the Cardinals in that game. I just think the Panthers is in disarray.
They're playing in Panthers.
I know.
Carolina, baby.
The Raiders and those Buccaneers.
Woo! Raiders.
Raider Nation.
Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders on that game. Seattle Seahawks. 6 points last game against those New Orleans Saints.
Wow. I'm going Drew Brees. He'll bounce back.
Nah, go with Seattle on that one.
I'm going Drew Brees. I'm going New Orleans.
I'm with you, man. I'm going with the Saints. I think the offense is just too incredible. I just don't think the Seahawks can score with them. Detroit Lions and them Texans.
I like Detroit. I just like what Stafford's doing back there. I really think they're going to do it this week.
I'm taking Texans.
He jumped on.
No.
Detroit.
Who are you taking?
I'm taking Detroit.
Houston, we got a problem.
I'm taking Detroit because Matthew Stafford's just on fire. I think he's going to be the MVP of the league this year.
Okay.
Those Patriots and the Bills.
Patriots.
Bills upset.
What?
Bills upset.
I like that.
Whoa.
You know Tim always
I like
about that
that.
money.
I like Buffalo.
Anything got Bills in it. Tim
BUFFALO.
Ooh, that's a
Put it
tough
all
one, man.
together, you got a Buffalo.
I like the Bills too, man.
What?
I'm gonna go off on them and say the Bills gonna win that game. I like the Bills, man. I feel good about that. The Jets and the Browns. The Browns get their first win.
No, I'm going with the Jets.
You know what?
They're in disarray, but I'm still going with the Jets.
You know what? I'm going with Cleveland.
Is that the truth?
That's the truth.
I'll stay with the Jets.
I'm going with the Jets in that game. The Chargers and the Broncos.
Now that's a tough one, but I think the Chargers
Broncos
are
at
going in the
home.
right
Broncos
direction.
at home in
I'm
that
going. No, I don't believe in Brock yet, so I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Mile high, baby. Broncos.
I'm Chargers all the way. They just got a great team. They just haven't shown, been able to put it all together yet.
I'm going with the Broncos in that game. The Packers and the Falcons. Julio.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one, but I think Aaron
Green Bay
Rodgers is
is
going to
not
get back
the
on
team that they
things.
used
I
to
like
be.
Aaron Rodgers. I love him, but I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one.
Hot
He just got
Atlanta.
too much
I'll
firepower.
go with Atlanta at home. I'm looking at these games, man. I'm
tough.
telling you, these are
You got some
this
tough
one of the
games?
best,
Yeah, we
best
get-
lineups I've seen.
Yeah, we
all
getting into the
season
meat of
long.
the schedule now.
Yeah.
We getting to the meat of the schedule.
that's it.
I don't like cheeseheads. I don't like Green Bay for my own personal reasons, but
Right.
That's because I'm a Lions fan. But it's tough. I can't really go with Green Bay. I got to go with the Falcons just because it's hard for me to even say.
All right, well, you got another win under your belt there.
Here's the one.
Here's the one.
Here's the one, folks.
All right. Eagles, Cowboys. Who you guys? Eagles! All right, I'm going to get that out there.
Let me tell you something. If anybody believes the Philadelphia Eagles can win this game, you need to come to church and get saved. You need Jesus. That's the only way the Eagles can win. If Jesus came here. It's the Dallas Cowboys, baby. The Dallas Cowboys by 20 or more.
Well, Jesus will be in the building on Sunday.
Jesus
And
don't like
the
Eagles.
Wentz will get a win.
Listen. The Eagles, the better chance would be Rocky coming alive.
And all I want to say is, go Romo, go Romo, go Romo. And we'll be right back on track. We'll be ahead of the division, and we're going to come into your stadium. With the
And
best,
get beat by 30.
and I give you credit. You do have one of the best coaches around, in Jerry Jones, but he can't save you guys.
Well, let's talk about it just for a second, because I want to get my opinion in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah, you're
Dallas Cowboys.
Come on, you come on, be honest. Come on.
Hey, listen, Dallas Cowboys gonna win that game.
Oh no!
I picked the Eagles to win last week because I thought the Eagles would win. I just think it's gonna be too tough for them going on the road and play and beat them in that.
Sports fans!
And, I think
Listen, let me tell you what the Eagles can't do though. The Eagles could go into that stadium and look at the 5 Super Bowl trophies and just imagine what it feels like to win a Super Bowl.
Get your picture
They
taken.
can take the pictures with the Super Bowl trophy. It's the Dallas Cowboys, baby! The Dallas Cowboys!
Our cameraman is a
You need to stop hating
Eagles
too.
fan.
Dad is hating
Our
over
director's
there.
an Eagles fan, so he's blocking the camera.
Control again. We got to get those referees in here.
Oh, yeah, the
Back in the referees on the flag.
Real quick, I want to remind everybody we're here every Tuesday night. Step on up, you give your opinion. We're going to set up a
Game
microphone for you.
changers.
So if you're an Eagle fan out here, you go head to head with the
truth.
Head to head.
out here.
The truth.
We do it
Face the
each and every
truth.
week. Till next time for Game Change, we want to thank Auto Team Delaware for sponsorship. Come join
Yes.
the Game Change at 6:30 Tuesday night. Till next week, we'll see you then.
I'm here to bring you the truth.
Yes!
Ooh.
Eagles!
It's a wrap.
After 26 years, Jokes Are Wild is still Delaware's premier costume store, and it's open year-round. So this Halloween, don't go to one of those impersonal cookie-cutter seasonal outlets. Let the experts at Jokes Are Wild help you. Plus sizes, kids, adults, and even licensed specialty costumes, Jokes Are Wild is your one-stop shop for decorations, costumes, accessories, and even a Hollywood-style makeup center. That's Route 13 and the 40 split, the only address you need this Halloween. Jokes Are Wild.